got up at 3 in the morning to go, wait for the advisor to come out. And then while we're waiting, Sitka, sailing Sitka, their engine died. And they're like, oh my God, we're out here drifting. And so Jay's trying to figure it out. And they go down below and can't figure out what's going on. It won't turn over. They finally get it to fire up, and then it dies again. And they're like, what is going on? And in the midst of that one dying, they're like drifting. And we see the Canal advisor boat approaching. We're like, oh my God, the advisor's coming. And it turns out he had some sort of an obstruction in his lift pump, and they sucked it out or pumped it out with the paddleboard pump. I have no idea how he figured out how to do that, or what that even means. Like, I couldn't do that. I'd just be like, well, I guess we're done. And so I'm super excited that they figured it out, because they're right behind us. So I don't know if you can see them. No, I don't know where they are. They're right behind us somewhere. And Panama Canal with sailing Sitka. That would be pretty cool. Whew, here we go. Crazy how big these ships are. It's wild.
So you might be wondering who some of these random people on our boat are. Let me explain that really quick. To go through the canal, you're going to need a couple of things. One, you're going to need a boat, obviously. You're also going to need some money, and quite a bit. So let's break down the costs really fast. Here's our receipt for the transit. Total, it cost us a little over $3,300 to cross, most of that cost being the canal tolls. But you'll notice in the middle there are a couple items labeled fenders, lines, and line handlers. We hired 4 professional line handlers to help us deal with all the hustle and bustle of getting through the canal without bumping into anything. So yeah, you'll need extra fenders, long lines, and line handlers. Oh, and an advisor. So yeah, that's who these guys are.
Just got side-tied with our catamaran that we're going to be going through with. Can't really see him. Sitka's on the other side. I'll show you then. And of course, then there's breakfast. And now that we're side-tied to these guys, I don't even have to drive. We just tool on through. They're driving with their engine. So now I'm going to eat. All right.
What do you have? Do you have hot dogs? Or? Okay.
So you might also be asking, how exactly does the Panama Canal work? Isn't it basically just a big river that runs through the middle of Panama, connecting the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans? Well, yeah, basically. No, actually, not at all. Alright, DJ, this guy, put together an animation to show how the canal actually works. Let's take a look. The Panama Canal is a series of what are called locks, sections of the canal that are enclosed by giant watertight doors. The vessel goes in, the lock is filled with water, roughly 26 million gallons, raising the vessel to the elevation of the next lock. The process repeats 2 more times until the vessel reaches the elevation of Gatun Lake. After crossing the lake, the vessel basically goes through the exact same process, but this time being lowered back down to sea level. All in all, the transit from one ocean to the other is roughly 40 miles, and can be done in a single day.
That's the Pacific. Bye. Oh my gosh. right.
Goodbye to the Pacific.
Oh my god, this is so like, it's half nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness. These guys throttle, man, and their propellers, it's like a river just getting rushed right at us. It's crazy. Oh, and if you didn't notice, we're happy to report that Sitka was able to make it into the locks. I mean, just engine issue after engine issue, and Jay just being absolutely on top of it, being able to frickin' MacGyver his way, you know, getting it to run, doing weird stuff with paddleboard pumps, and I don't even know, man. The guy's incredible. So, super stoked. Here, I don't know if you can see him. They're right there. Check it out. Sitka. Sailing Sitka. We're going through the locks of Sitka. I feel really special. Man. Cool people, too. Love those guys. Alrighty. Second lock. Here we go. On to the third. It's been a while since we've been on a lake boat, huh? Man, I don't think Bully's ever seen freshwater. Yeah, it's a lake, dude. Of course it's freshwater.
When crossing Gatun Lake, sailboats are expected to maintain at least 5 knots, roughly 5.5 miles an hour. Something about the advisor only being able to legally stay on board for up to 12 hours at a time. For fat slow boats like Bully, we have to grab a mooring ball, stay the night on the lake, and finish our transit the following day.
Look who arrived in our little mid-lake mooring ball thing, because we didn't make it in time to go through the canal because we're, you know, big fat slow boats. But Sitka made it, which is awesome.
You guys get that pouring rain?
Yeah,
Actual rain?
yeah. You guys had it way worse than we did. I could see you behind us.
Like we were getting like, I was like, it felt good, but then it got cold.
Yeah, that's rough, dude.
Ya, recoge, recoge rápido.
After securing the boats, we settled in for the evening, expecting a calm, flat night on the lake. But boy, were we wrong. The next morning came with a bang.
Anybody having to stay in the lake should be well aware that like there are massive amounts of pilot boats flying by here, and they just leave these huge wake and they do not care. And so we're sitting here and we're like trying, you know, we've been tied together with Sitka all night, and things have been fine up until 5 minutes ago when some pilot boat come flying by. I don't know if you can see that, like right there. It blew the front of their bow rail just clean off. And I just heard this loud crack, snap sound. I turn and look, and it's just little pieces sinking right down into the dark. And that was it. And yeah, so now we're gonna move to a different mooring so that we don't keep destroying each other's boats. Kenna's beside herself.
It's just, this experience has been, I don't even know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting any of this.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you're coming through the lock and you're right here in the lake, see if you can maybe tie to your own. This morning there were boats on all the rest of them back here, but they've since moved. So we're gonna split up. As much as we love hanging out with Sitka and hopping back and forth between boats, because the wakes that are coming through here are freaking gnarly, and the tension they put on your boat, and there's no way you can really spring line it so that it's spread evenly. You all of a sudden get these big rollers, and then bam, it just like it tensions the line and breaks stuff. So
I don't know why we didn't do this in the first place.
anyway, so we don't get an advisor until 1:30, and then we can get out of here and get through the locks. So
Eric, when you can, let's speed up a little bit. Exactly that red wing you see ahead of us. Good morning. What do you want to turn that how you read? Al otro lado, igual al frente, van a ver estos como muelles.
we are getting ready to do the last set of locks. So I guess each time after each lock, we have to untie from the giant ferry and then untie from Sitka. And then he goes, and then we go, and then Sitka goes. And we gotta do that 3 times. So we already did once. We only have to do it 2 more times. And then we're through. So. And that is how you go from lock to lock when you're tied next to a ferry. Just follow directions. Caribbean. It's on the other side of that giant concrete door. Oh my gosh!
Atlantic dance! Atlantic dance!
Okay, now we're filming. It's I told you I was going to do that. Here we come. It's going to be awesome.
Give yourself a big round of applause. Longer.
Next time on SV Boating. We finally find the tropical paradise we've been searching for. We celebrate with SV Sitka and settle into life in the islands.